Okay, so I went to Bajula, leveled up a little bit, and I just remembered that I have that old ember that the old man Macduff was asking for, and I never gave it back to him. So let me quickly go over to Macduff's Workshop and hand him that old ember he's been asking for.
Flynn, I'm Macduff, so, right now.
Alright, here's your dull ember. Oh, really? Those dogs? I forgot I left the door open.
You've got still
They deal so little damage, it's like, man, I've grown so much. Oh, so yeah, I mean, I figured he's another blacksmith.
I ought to fled.
Nice, so he's the weapon infuser. That's cool. That'll be really handy. So let's just keep talking to him until he just wears out. Maybe he'll give us something.
From the start, and even now, he devises new fire. But, and so, we wait. The power to flame, and so, flame. Flame, I give you.
Alright, well, he doesn't really seem to sell anything too interesting, but he certainly is staying sharp as a craftsman. Lots of archery stuff, that's for sure. And that giant axe seems pretty good for anybody. But, none of that for me. So, thank you, Mr. Macduff. I will take care of your services later. Now let's go investigate those King's Gates. So, I believe over in the Forest of the Fallen Giants, I think there were a few... Actually, let's check back on those Giants, because maybe now that we have the King's Ring, maybe they're going to respawn now. We have beaten a few bosses since then. Although, clearly King Vendrick is a super boss. He didn't have any complex attacks, it's just that his attacks are basically one-hit KO. Let's check out the giant over here. There's one right around this bonfire, so if it reacts, then I'll know. Ah, I forgot what it was like to be smacked by these guys. Alright, so let's check these out. Feels like ages since I've last been down here. Oh wait, there's a giant, like, nut over to the side. The seed of a tree of giants. This wasn't here last time. Let's see, what does that even do? I guess traveling over there didn't really do anything because the statue itself didn't react, so maybe I have to check another statue. Or actually, maybe they all grew, maybe they all grew those strange seeds. Maybe I have to collect the seeds and turn them in. Fortunately, most of them are right around this corner down here. There's a king door over across the way, so this is actually a really good central location for just about everything on this map. I remember climbing up these stairs in anticipation for finding the Pursuer Knight. To think, that guy once, one guy seemed like such a huge obstacle, and now he was just a chump regular boss. It's like, I remember when you used to be faster. Alright, so he doesn't seem to have any special nut on him. And no reaction. Ouch, forgot you were there. Pesky halberdier. Alright. So I guess we have no choice. Let's continue on to these king's doors. Let's see what's behind these magical doors that have been teasing us this entire time. I forget, was there one up here? No, there was a giant up here. Maybe he has a nut. I'll just check really quickly. Oh, hey! That Moonlight Blade guy's back. I don't see a nut on the giant, but it's interesting that he'd be here. How's it going, guy?
Well, who'd have thought fate just won't let us do. See, the old sword's caught your attention. That has been in my family for they say it is crafted with moonlight, and I wouldn't trade her for all the
Oh, well, it seems like he's not really saying too much new.
The sword's true, but I see you've taken a liking to the sword. But this is one sword, pal. If you still insist, then you will have to.
Yeah.
Have a great day to you. I, Ben Hart, swear by my law. Have a great day. I, Ben Hart.
I hear that there's a side quest with Bernhard, just like with Lucatiel, where if you bring him along with you for certain boss fights, like 3 boss fights and he survives, then he gives you his gear, including, I think, the Moonlight Blade. Key to the King's Passage in Drangleic Castle. Alright, I'll have to remember that. Now that I remember, there was a King's Door in Drangleic Castle next to the bonfire. But there's one here in the Forest of the Fallen Giants. I have no idea what these dried fingers are worth, or what they're for. Enemies react to invaders from other worlds, so do I have to consume it? I've been in that situation before, where I've gone in one of those involuntary PvP areas, and the world's enemies were basically fighting against me as well. Now I think that's because they were part of the Rat Covenant, and so the rats immediately joined with them, but that's pesky. I think what I will do, though, after this, I purposely did not choose a Covenant. I didn't want to be bothered with any spontaneously hijackings or PvP while I did this playthrough. But on another playthrough, I think what I'm going to do is definitely join, like, maybe like the Way of the Blue or whatever, and help guard other players against pesky red invaders. Or perhaps even fight against other fellows and protect them against gray invaders. So there's one of these King Doors here, one of them I remember in the Shaded Woods, and one of them in Drangleic Castle. Try key. Alright, well, I think I probably have to be wearing the ring then. I can't just equip it, can I? No, I don't think it's a separate item. Interesting, that guy dropped a very unique looking soul. I wonder why. I'm surprised it doesn't just open once I just have the ring in my inventory. It seems really inconvenient for me to just have to equip it. Alright, looks like there's nothing special about the ring, honestly. Which is a shame, you'd think such a royal ring would confer some benefits. But oh, there's the door unlocking. Opening dramatically slow, of course. Why wouldn't it? You can at least have some booming music. Hey, it's a bonfire. Let me just refresh myself very quickly. Alright. Oh, and another giant. Okay, so that's giant number 4. That's the one that I remember seeing from a distance that I could never get to. So is that all that's here? Boss required. Alright, so there's a boss. Is this thing animated and turned into a boss? Nothing happened. Okay. I guess nothing special about this guy then. The guy's wearing the Hexer hood. Alright, well, I guess the next one is the Shaded Woods then. It seems like there's a new area past Drangley Castle she was mentioning, where I have to take this ring, and I guess work my way towards the throne. I guess that's what I'm fighting for. I didn't think that I was working to undo the previous administration, but it seems that I was. See what I tell you. A villainous story. It's all coming to fold. You were craving the crown apparently, for some reason. This curse was just an excuse. Alright, these guys weren't too bad. Let's go. I imagine by this time, most people are probably jumping into Elder Scrolls Online. So I think that game just launched, basically, especially if it had early access. And honestly, not for me. I used to be on the MMO scene, but I haven't found any MMO that honestly interests me. And everybody has multiple reasons for joining MMOs, but honestly, for me, part of the MMO is, and this may sound interesting, I don't know if many people are part of the same sort of mindset, but I actually enjoy playing MMOs as a somewhat single-player game. Like, I don't jump in just because other people are playing, and I don't necessarily play a game or stop playing a game just because somebody else is playing or stop playing it. So when somebody, you know, solicits me saying, hey, you know, we should play this, we can do this, we can join this thing together, we can go on these adventures together, I'm like, that's cool, but there are times when I want to just play by myself and explore on my own. And playing with friends is always fun. I usually love it. I always love it. But there are times when they're not always available and our schedules don't match up, and I don't want my playtime to be dependent on me playing with somebody else. There needs to be enough single-player content for me to do stuff on my own that's interesting. And what's interesting is purely subjective, I know, but I just haven't found an MMO ever that's really captured me. And I've played all the big ones. I've sampled all the big ones, shall I say. You know, I played World of Warcraft when it first came out. I dipped into Lineage 2. I dipped into... Excuse me. I saw the EverQuest stuff. I saw the... I have a friend that's addicted to RuneScape. Let's see, I played Ragnarok Online. I played a bunch of other ones. And the Star Wars thing, that was cool. And you know what? None of them ever stick with me. Because I just kind of play them and they all just kind of run the same. Yeah, some of the details are a little bit different, but they all kind of run the same. Aldia's Keep looks like a brand new castle to explore. Yep. Brand new fortress to explore. Alright. Let's see what this fortress is keeping out. Or in. Because here's the thing that I don't really care for in most RPGs. In fact, if I had a rating system, I would take points off for this. The amount of unnecessary grinding. I don't mind grinding as a means to an end in terms of it's something optionally I can do, but I don't necessarily have to do it if I don't really want to or need to. You know, the less grinding I have to do, the better. But if I want to grind and get either a few more levels or try to get some gear, I'm okay with that. As long as it also isn't excessive. I'm not spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours just doing mindless grinding. I hate that. I hate that so much. And I also don't like really obscenely low drop rates for things that are good. Like, the drop rates in this game are fine. Like, if by the time you hunt something down to extinction, even without drop rate gear, you're probably going to get almost an entire set of whatever monster it has to drop. Be it rings, be it items, sometimes even crafting stuff. Hey, it's Lucatiel. Let me activate this. How's it going, girl?
Who are you?
Whoa, you don't look too good.
No.
I thought your mask, that
forgive
is.
me. I know you. Yes.
Maybe something's wrong.
of course.
Sounds like she's losing her mind.
How goes your journey? I know not what you seek in this faraway land, but I pray. My name is Lu. I beg of you, for I may not.
Looks like she's turning
My
hollow
name
as
is
well.
I beg of you, for I may not.
I don't know if this would have been different if she and I would have gone questing together, but I chose not to, so if that means forsaking Lucatiel, I apologize, but them's the breaks. Hope she doesn't turn into a hollow and try to attack me. Ooh, Mimic ahead, huh? Yep, it's a Mimic. Thank you, message. But yeah, obscenely low drop rates. The things where it's like you have to kill hundreds of a particular type of creature and just keep farming spawn areas just for obscenely low drop rates, like 0.5% and things like that. You know, stupid things like that. I hate that. I hate that. That's such an artificial way to drag out an already dull gameplay experience. There are so many more interesting or fun things I could be doing right now instead of grinding out really, really boring stuff just for gear that looks slightly cooler or slightly better just to go to the next zone where I'm going to do the exact same thing. Rinse and repeat for the entire game. I found nearly every MMO is like that. Almost no MMO is like a single player experience like right now where I can just basically dump good 40, 60, maybe even 100 hours into it, and I'm done. Because they don't want your experience to be done, apparently. They want you to keep playing. Even the free-to-play ones want you to keep playing, to keep racking up revenue. So, gosh, I don't like that. It's not fun to me. It's boring. I don't hate on anybody that plays MMOs. It's just, that's not my cup of tea. I have zero enjoyment so far in finding any MMO that's for me. And I don't regret that. I don't think that's a bad thing. People have fun with it? Great, have fun. I find that's fantastic. You should always have fun however you want. But for me, it's not MMOs. To me, these singular sort of wrapped up, complete, narrative-focused console RPGs are the right balance that I like. I also like tactical RPGs. I'm a big fan of tactical RPGs. But we're going to pick this up next time, so thanks for watching.